Karen Way is you've been my health practitioner for how many years do you think? 15 or 20 years maybe?
Probably something like
Yeah.
that. Long time.
And one of the best chiropractors, cranial sacral people, big into nutrition, and then also lately we've gotten into magnets together. So,
Yes. Good
um
stuff.
and she also happens to be a delivery site for the Worcester CSA. And you've been doing that how many years? Four, five, six?
Yeah, probably four. I think it was at Living
Mm.
prior to
It was
that.
at
So
Living
4
Earth,
or 5.
right? Until
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, that's right.
So, right. Moved to
That's right.
Living Earth. So,
Mhm.
my first question for you, Karen, is
Yes.
how long have you been purchasing from Imhoff?
From you guys, I mean, I've been trying to calculate that. I think it's 15 years. I mean, I don't know. Do you recall?
Well, I guess you've been buying our stuff. You were buying our stuff at Living Earth back in the day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And there was one time you came out to our farm when your daughter was in a show at Berry Players, and you must have been
Oh,
buying something then, but
God, that's many moons ago.
I don't know
Yeah,
when that
for
was.
sure. Gee
Um,
whiz. She was, I think, in fourth grade at the time, and she's already 30. So it's
all
been a
right,
long
there you go. 20 years, yeah.
time. It's more like it.
So what do you buy from us?
So I buy the produce bag, I buy eggs, and then in the past I've bought some of your garlic powder and some of the other accessory things that you guys make. And
Hmm.
I know you do canning and all that good stuff.
Great. What's your reason for hanging with us for so long?
I'm committed to putting as much energy as I can into eating as clean as I can eat. In my industry, I mean, we're very aware of how toxic the food industry is, and it's
Mhm.
important that I know the sourcing of my food. And even you can quote unquote buy organic food at a grocery store. You honestly don't know the sourcing of it, and um, I've found out that a lot of the organic produce at Whole Foods is actually coming from China, and I just have never really been interested in not knowing the sourcing of what I'm eating. And I truly, truly trust you guys, and I know that it's as clean as I can get.
Um, how do you think we are distinctive from other CSAs, if you know?
I think that you're to your point, there are a lot of quote unquote organic farms out there. Many are not certified. So I like the fact that you guys are certified. And because I know you and we've had these conversations, I feel that what sets you guys aside is the energy that you put into your soil and the soil mineralization and that whole thing. I mean, you could speak to that more than I could, but it makes sense to me that the soil is highly demineralized and that you guys are very well versed in putting minerals and nutrients back into the soil so that what we're eating is more nutrient dense. And that I think totally sets you guys aside.
Uh-huh. And do you notice any difference really in flavor or anything or
Oh God, yeah. Big time.
yeah.
Uh, Flavors, not necessarily size because your greens are massive, but but the taste is unreal. Like you can not only taste but feel the life in the
Hmm.
veggies. Even your eggs, if I for some reason run out of eggs with you and I have to pick something up quickly, there's a
Hmm.
big difference in the shells, like how strong and healthy the shell of the egg is, let alone the color of the yolk and
Hmm.
what it tastes like, and then the energy that you get from eating that food for sure is superior.
Oh, good. Um, my next question possibly you answered, but why choose a CSA when choice is less than at Whole Foods or at the farmer's market? It's a kind of a hassle actually to eat from a CSA and eat what's in your bag and all that. You can talk about why you would bother to do that rather than just get what you
I
want.
again, I think that goes back to me really trusting the source of my food. Um, I know that you guys are certified. I know what you do, and it's probably because I know you so well, but I know all of the energy and effort that you guys put into creating, the most nutrient dense, high quality, chemical free food that
Hmm.
you can. And I don't trust a supermarket. I don't know where that food is coming from. And if I'm in a bind and I need to get something that is not in my CSA bag, I will go and get something organic. But, I want to be someone who buys, 80% of my food. I know where it's coming from. That's important to me.
Okay. Kind of answered my next question, but I'll just talk about um, diversity and carbon sequestration and, climate change and things like that. Do you feel like, our interest in that is something that's important to you?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I think the thing is, what I respect the most about you and Jack in many hands is that you've always lived this. It's
Hmm.
not just a business, it's a lifestyle. And that's my message to my patients too. Is like,
Hmm.
yes, I can tell you what to do, but unless you implement it and you live it, you won't see the same results. And so I've always seen that in you, and your family, is that you live it. And that's
Hmm.
actually really important to me. And I know how much energy you guys put into it. I know how committed you are to it. I know that you're constantly striving to learn more and counteract the effect of, what's going on in our globally in our environment. It's not good. It's not good stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you speak a little bit to an incoming CSA member who might be nervous about using everything that's in the bag? How do
What I
you?
will say is most everything freezes very nicely.
Mhm.
So what I will do is, if say we end up like going away for a weekend or whatever, and I know that I'm not going to have time to cook all the food, it's super easy just to, wash and dry and cut your greens. I usually will separate the stems because they take longer to cook. So I separate the leafy from the stems, and then I
Mhm.
have separate bags and I will freeze. And oftentimes, toward the end of the CSA, because I do the winter one as well, a lot of that is about me having food to freeze for the winter. So I'm using
Mhm.
those veggies now. And that's another, I think, approach or way to be thinking of it is, if you if you have to find the right size share for you, but if you have extra, most everything freezes nicely.
Mhm.
And, in the winter here in New England, we can't get fresh produce, so I'm happy to have it in the freezer.
Do you get enough support from the newsletter or from the website or from me as a person, however, for food preservation and how to manage with those things?
Oh, definitely. Not only that, but recipes. For
Hmm.
someone like myself, I've been living this way for a while, and I may not necessarily have the same need for that information that as somebody that's new to, eating clean and eating organic and committing to that would be. But without that support, educational support, they're probably not going to stick with the lifestyle. It's like, again, in my practice, giving information and helping them make it a lifestyle is really
Hmm.
important. And I think your newsletters do that.
Hmm. Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about the farm or the CSA that, might be useful to a person who's kind of wavering and wondering whether they should join?
Mm, I guess my advice would be just try it. If you're not
Hmm.
sure, get a small share, just try it. Um, the newsletter gives lots of ideas on how to preserve and or recipes. And at the very least, give it 1 year and kind of see how you do with it. There's a learning curve. It takes time to really get comfortable with this many vegetables every week. I think that most people don't actually eat as many vegetables as what you're supplying them, right? So
Yeah.
it's a shift in how they need to be eating, quite honestly, right? So there's a couple of learning curves that are happening, but I say give it at least 1 to 2 years and see how it grows on you. It's work. I won't lie. Eating healthy is work. Um, but if we don't work at it, we're going to pay later on in our lives. So I say just give it a try. You literally have nothing to lose. And if you don't
Yeah.
like it, you can always, donate your produce
I
to
was gonna say,
the
give it to your
needy.
family or
Yeah, anybody, or there's the community
community fridge.
refrigerators, stuff
Right,
like
right,
that,
right. Yeah.
right? But no, it is very important to me, and I won't ever stop eating your veggies as long as you're still here. I'll be with you because I know deep down that I'm healthy because of it. And
Yeah,
it's one of those things is you can't necessarily measure how healthy you are as a result of a lifestyle. It's something that you just see down the road. It's how do you age? How are you aging? That's the only way to measure it, and that's just something that will take time.
yeah. Great.
No, but I appreciate all your hard work.
Well, I appreciate all of your support.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention that you bought like seaweed last year.
Yeah,
That was kind of a new thing for you. And we saw a big difference. Do you giving those to your chickens? Because we saw a difference in the eggs.
really. Yeah, the chickens just wolf it down or chicken it
Yeah,
down, whatever. They get we have 70 chickens right now. They get 10 pounds of kelp a day
yeah, I can
that
tell.
they
I can
eat.
actually tell a difference.
What's the difference? Is it the eggshell or the color or the
I think
flavor or
it's a
what is
little bit
it?
of everything, quite honestly.
Yeah,
I really do. The yolk is a little more orange in color. The
yeah,
shell seems like hardier,
yeah.
even though they weren't weak to begin with. So I see a difference.
Yeah, well, we have actually 69 birds right now, and they're giving us still 65 eggs a day.
Wow.
And this is, of course, in the middle of winter, so
Unbelievable.
they're very
Unbelievable.
happy. And I can always tell, if something is good for these kinds of animals, if they just race for it and then fight over it, which they do every day. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
I won't have
awesome.
that big load of seaweed around forever, but we've been loading all over our 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 fields too, and I think the lettuces that were some of them 2 pounds this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, the greens were so much larger. Everything
Yeah,
was like busting out of the bags this year.
yeah, no, it was remarkable. I've never seen such an explosion in the health of the produce. So yeah,
Definitely,
we'll
definitely.
see. Perhaps I'll get another tractor trailer load someday in the future. You'll never
There
know.
you go. That was a good experiment. I think it was worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for your time.
You're welcome. Thanks, Julie.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of your hard work.
All right. Good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take
Talk to
care.
you later. Bye bye.
Okay, bye-bye.